Here I'm just taking my favorite dry shampoo and spraying it throughout my daughter's hair. If you have thin, fine, or smooth hair, it just adds the texture that you need, and it also gives hair grip that you can use when you're braiding. It's very nice. You'll see me spray it throughout her hair and I'll just work it in with my hands. Next I'm going to take a comb and I'm going to part my daughter's hair right at her natural part going to the crown. Just getting it ready for the braid. Then I'm going to take a small section starting at the front of her hair and I'm going to divide it into 3 pieces, just like a normal braid. One, two, three. The thing about a Dutch braid is you actually go underneath the middle piece when you're braiding. It's a very nice looking braid. We're going to pick up pieces on the right side and add it to the outside piece. And then we're going to pick up hair on the left side and add it to the outside piece, and we're going to braid underneath the middle strand. Continue picking up on the right. We'll pick up some hair on the left, incorporating it with the outside strands, and then braiding underneath. It is closely related to a French braid in that you are picking up pieces on the outside and adding them into the outside strands and braiding, except a French braid is an overhand braid and the Dutch is an underhand. The Dutch I think looks really nice because it gives that outward appearance as if the braid is sitting on top of your head, and you can also go in later when you finish your braid and thicken it up a bit. Especially if you have thin hair and you just love the way braids look in thicker hair, it's nice to go back in and fluff it up a bit because it gives that nice illusion. So here I am just continuing the Dutch braid by picking up pieces on the left and picking up pieces on the right and braiding underneath that middle strand as you see here. In a minute, now that we've gotten to the crown of her head, I'm going to kind of turn this into a half Dutch braid, meaning I'm only going to be picking up hair on the right side. The reason I do this is because for this particular hairstyle, I'm braiding into a side ponytail. And to do that, I'm going to have to kind of follow the path of the nape of her neck and go all the way to the left side of her head. And I really don't want to pick up pieces on the top because that'll make her ponytail look kind of skewed. So I'm picking up pieces on the right at the base of her neck and incorporating it. On the left side, I'm just simply braiding. You can see I did not pick up pieces of hair with my left hand. So picking up hair on the right, braiding underneath, and I'm not picking up on the left, just simply braiding. Once you get the braid to where you want it to be lengthwise on the scalp, you can kind of hold it in place, and you'll see with my right hand I'm fluffing it out just a little bit. This is what I was talking about when I said you can give the illusion of having thicker hair. My daughter's 3, so she has that typical 3-year-old hair. She doesn't have thick hair, it's not voluminous. So you can actually fake it by doing this method of pulling it out to where you want it. It just looks really nice and healthy and thick. So now that we have the braid like we want it, I'm going to actually take a rubber band here in just a second and secure the braid. I find that these little rubber bands, even though, you know, they're not reusable and they don't last as long as you would like, they do at least hold in the hair the best, especially with her fine and thin hair. It gets a nice grip onto it. So I tie it where I need it to go, and then I'm going to work on my ponytail. So I take a little, you can take a hairbrush, or here I take a comb and I'm just kind of brushing up the loose ends, trying not to mess up the braid that I've just done. You want to make sure that you've pulled it taut so that it's not sagging. You don't want your braid to sag in the back because then it looks funny. So I'm going to take another rubber hair tie and secure it so that it's one big piece. Another thing you can do if you're braiding your daughter or whoever's hair, you can add a bow right there at the junction of the braid and the ponytail, and I find that that looks really nice too. Last step, of course, is to add hairspray. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you'll have any questions.